Hey guys, some gamer dude here. I've been very busy since I picked up Magic the Gathering, so I've been finding decks online that are cheap, tickle my fancy, building them, making small mods to my sensibilities and things I've noticed. I normally wouldn't talk about this on the channel, but I'm aware this deck is fairly well known, and while I'm not calling out the deck's creator or trying to be aggressive, I just felt like discussing the deck and my opinions on it, how it works, and what doesn't. As you can tell from the title, today's deck is DesolatorMagic's Gravity Bomb, the modified form. I say modded because while he hasn't personally updated the deck list, he has mentioned some mods in a recent video with the release of Aether Revolt. Taken to Custody should replace Grip of the Royal, and Pacification Array should be in there. He didn't mention what to take out for Pacification Array, but given he said that Select for Inspection is a bit of a filler card in the original video, I took that as what should be taken out. I did ask on his videos twice what to take out for Pacification Array, but he never replied. I also replaced Containment Membrane with Ice Over. Ice Over is cheaper to cast and affects artifacts, which is currently important. Long story short, the deck works. The friend I was playing against to test the deck was reasonably easy to hold down and eat away at unless I didn't draw any creature ghasts, namely Nebelgast Herald and Niblis of Frost. But I did see what I perceived as some very large flaws. Let's discuss what cards are the definite gems first. Niblis of Frost and Nebelgast Herald are the real stars of the deck. Niblis can combo to tap down as many as 3 creatures in one shot, while Herald not only taps something down, it can be used in tandem with a copy on the field to tap down multiple at instant speed and puts a flying body on the field. There is a lot to like. In related cards, Giant Grasp and Taken to Custody are the best tools Niblis has to work with. Desolator is not kidding about how much leeway you get just by tapping something down at the right time. It doesn't get rid of it, but by George does it buy you a lot of time. Pacification Array is an amazing little card that means you can save cards and have something to do on turn 1 and multiples aren't wasted. Skyline Cascade is vastly better than first appearances would give it credit for. Yes, you don't get a land there and then, it's tied to a spell, but it's a 2-for-1 card. Hard to dislike that. Stitch Mangler also works just fine, tapping things down with Summoning Sickness for a turn. I've yet to draw Ice Over yet, but it seems like a quality card, being able to permanently hold something down. There are 3 cards, however, I do want to call into question. The deck is very heavy on 5-drops, using 8 of them. 4 copies of Guardian of Tazim and 4 copies of Giralf's Masterpiece. As you would understand looking at the deck with no way to cheat them in, it's cloggy. Guardian is probably the more reasonable of the two, as you can use him to turn unnecessary islands into tap down that stops them from untapping for a turn. He's also a 4/5 flyer, a game-ending bomb. But that said, 5 is very late. If the opponent figures out how to defeat the deck, it's very simple, and my friend saw it after 3 games. Go wide, you're not getting to 5, or at the very least, it's not going to have that much impact. All the tap down in the world is great, but you're not getting rid of something your opponent's board just builds. One last point on Guardian. Most of the time, you have better things to do. Don't have the extra island and Guardian just becomes a dead card. Masterpiece, on the other hand, is kinda trashy, to be honest. I don't understand why there are 4 of this, which just exists to be a fat ass. Something Guardian already does. While Niblis of Frost, a far more important card and cheaper to cost, is at 3. Masterpiece just sits in the hand while other dead cards are also inhabiting it, namely Rush of Ice and Guardian, making Masterpiece not worth summoning because it's something like a 4/4 flyer for 5 with no effect. You just have better things to play. I'm already looking to remove Masterpiece for something else. Maybe Rattle Chains to combo with Nebelgast Herald, as well as bumping Niblis of Frost up to 4. It's not legendary after all. Then there is Rush of Ice. I don't get why he didn't remove Rush of Ice over Grip of the Royal. I don't get why Rush of Ice was in here at all. It's sorcery speed. How useful is that as a tap down ability? It's horrible. You can't get the 2 turns out of a Desolator was so happy to promote tap down was able to do. It doesn't matter that you can turn an island into a 3/3 creature. It's still sorcery speed, which is incredibly narrow. Something to combo into Niblis of Frost would have just been vastly more beneficial. Hell, anything at instant speed would have been better. The removed Grip of the Royal may have cost 3 most of the time, but does draw you a card, well worth it versus a do-nothing Rush of Ice. So how does my altered version of Gravity Bomb look, the one tailored to my own perspectives and tastes. I started my altar by removing Rush of Ice. It's a bad card that doesn't mesh with what the deck is trying to do. I don't understand why it was here at all. I also lowered Masterpiece to 2 copies as it's a dead card a lot of the time. I didn't touch Guardian as it has a place turning dead lands into something worth pulling. I didn't feel quite right removing Masterpiece fully just yet. I did consider it for Rattle Chains or Negate, but I want to see if Masterpiece can redeem itself at all. 16 creatures, if I do remove it for Negate, is a little low, but I think we can get away with it. I was winning with what I perceive as 11 usable creatures. I used my 6 extra spaces to increase Nibbles of Frost to max. As I mentioned, it's a star of the deck. I increased Pacification Array to max. It's an amazing little card that helps alleviate hand use and is the perfect 1-drop of the deck. I reintroduced Grip of the Royal back into the deck. I was going to keep Select for Inspection, but it's a very awkward little card. You use it when something's tapped to bounce it, making it next to impossible to combo it with Nibbles of Frost. Everything is already tapped. What are you going to tap? Exactly. Grip of the Royal may cost 3 CMC, but it works properly and draws you a card. Make no mistake, I didn't make this video to have a go at Desolator and rip down his deck. Quite the contrary. I've been subscribing to his channel since he had around 5,000 subs, and the deck is very enjoyable. Gravity Bomb is a good deck. It works very well. I just find some cards to be of very little use. Instead, I make this video to show people that it's always best to test things out, make modifications where you see fit, keep a critical eye, learn to see what works for you versus your own environment, and whether the concept is rotten versus the card choices being inappropriate or suboptimal. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and I'll see you guys next time.